Alright, we're here at gotomath.com working some calculus problems, and we're in infinite limits, and we're in this section right here. And this is actually a chat box. You can chat live with me if I'm on here. It says find all vertical asymptotes of the function. So here's our function, and we want to find all the vertical asymptotes. So let's do that. Okay, make sure I got the right one written down. So we have f of x is equal to 8 over x squared minus 4. So remember, when we want to find vertical asymptotes, we want to take the denominator here and set it equal to 0 and solve for x. Now there's a couple ways you can look at this. We could actually factor this thing and be done with it, basically. Factoring is nice if we can do that, and we have the difference of two squares here. Well, if I plug 2 in, I get 0, and 0 times this number is going to be 0. So as you can see here, one of our vertical asymptotes is going to be x equals 2, and the other vertical asymptote, when I plug negative 2 in, I get 0 here. Right? Or you could do it this way. You could take the 4 to the other side, square root both sides. Remember, when you do that, you need to write a plus or minus over here. So you have plus or minus square root of 4 is 2. Right? X is equal to plus 2 and x is equal to minus 2. Since we've got lots of time, I'm going to sketch out what this graph looks like, and it's really a good idea that you practice sketching out graphs. Usually there's a section in calculus where you do graph analysis, use the calculus that you've learned to sketch out the graph. Alright, we have a vertical asymptote at 2 and negative 2, so I went ahead and why did I put 4 over there? I'm not sure. Alright, so here's negative 2. It's going to indicate it by this dotted line. There's a vertical asymptote here. And positive 2. Okay. Alright. If I plug 0 in down here, we end up with 8 over negative 4. Simplify that down, you get negative 2. So we're going to say that negative 2 is right here. So that means that the graph crosses, there's a gate right here, I say, that the graph crosses right here. So the graph can't come from up here because it doesn't cross the x-axis. We know that by that if you took the whole thing and set it equal to 0, there are no solutions. In other words, you can't plug anything into this for the whole thing to become 0. So we know that the graph does not cross the x-axis. So it's got to be coming from somewhere, and it would have to be coming from here. So it's coming up from going away from this vertical asymptote, and then crossing the gate right here, I say, and then it's got to be going back down. Okay, there's no other way. Now the graph is either going to be doing this or it's going to be doing this. That's easy to determine. If you took a negative 3 and plugged it in down here, okay, you're going to get a positive number out because negative 3 squared is 9, and 9 minus 4 is a positive number. So we know that all the numbers going out past negative 2 out in this direction we know is going to be positive, so the graph has to be doing this. There's no other way, right? Of course, there is no graph over here, or if there was, there wouldn't be a function, right? And then of course same thing is going on over here. These are always going to be positive numbers, so it has to be doing this. We got no other choice. Alright.